Good morning, everybody. My name is John, and I'm John who reads for brain health and overall health. This is a new YouTube video, and the goal of this video is to try to get people to read at an early age, little children, and continue this love of reading for the rest of their life. Now, my background is that, during the 50s and 60s, I grew up in the suburb of Boston, and I went to a Catholic grammar school. And I was taught by Notre Dame nuns. And I'm sure they were very smart. Obviously, they were teachers. I'm sure they had good intentions, trying to do the right thing. But I went to school sick to my stomach every morning. The nuns were so strict. It was like military camp. And we had to wear, white shirts and red ties and charcoal gray pants, which was fine. I didn't mind that. But the way they talked to the children in grammar school was, I think, unnecessary, more in the military style, which I don't think was good. But anyway, I didn't inherit a love for reading in grammar school. During the summers, I don't know, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, we'd be assigned a book to read during the summer. And first day of class, you would have to put in your book report of the book that you read. Might have been Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn. I'm not sure if it was Moby Dick. Moby Dick's kind of a long one, but, a nice summer read. And I hated to read books. Oh my God. I think because it was mandatory and pushed down my throat that I had to do it. And of course, summertime, I had a lot of friends in the street, and we'd be out playing in the street, morning, noon, and night, playing football, baseball, riding bikes, and things like that. I didn't want to sit down for an hour and have to read. It was a chore for me. But anyway, I had this aunt who lived with us, Aunt Mary, and she loved to read at night. She would sit down, 11 o'clock at night, black cup of coffee, decaf coffee, and she'd read her Reader's Digest collection of stories. And she'd read 2, 3, 4 hours. She wouldn't go to bed till 4 in the morning. So inevitably, a few days before school starts in September, when my book report's due, I go to my aunt and I say, Auntie, I did not read this book. Oh my God. Well, she'd read it for me, and she'd have it done in 4 hours and a little synopsis for me when I went to school. That was basically my reading life in grammar school. High school, I also went to a Jesuit high school. A lot of studies, Latin, math, English, French, whatever. A lot of studies. So they didn't really push on you as much in high school to read books outside of the studying. And so this is just a recent thing for me, picking up a love of reading. And there are many studies that show within the past 5 or 10 years, Harvard University and others, you can look them up on the web, that show that reading is good for the brain. Reading is good for brain health. And they say especially fiction. Reading fiction is wonderful for the brain. And the reason is because when you read fiction, there's characters, different characters that you have to remember. What the characters are saying, different plots, descriptions of where you are in the book, like you're in a forest, you're in a river, you're in a house, different things, you're in a murder scene, different things that your brain is going to be able to remember. And day to day, when you stop the book and then pick it up again the next day, you remember, your brain remembers what you read before, which is wonderful. which is a positive thing for your brain. It wards off, allegedly, according to these studies, it wards off Alzheimer's, or it can ward it off. I don't think anything's foolproof or 100% in this world anyway. But I do think it's good for the brain. And it's also good for overall health. And it's good because some of these studies say, and you could feel it yourself, when you feel you're reading a book, especially at night before bed, you can feel yourself have a reduced stress level. It's like you're reading in bed or in a chair before you go to sleep. And it's like, I am relaxed. I am immersed in the story of this book. I can relate to what these characters are going through in the book. And so it makes you go to sleep quicker, and it makes you go to sleep longer. A deep sleep, which is great for your brain, great for your body. And so I encourage parents with little kids to read. I remember my parents reading to me when I was little and stuff like that, but it never really caught on the way it should have. Different things came into my life. You know, you get sports and this, that, and the other thing. And so it wasn't really pushed on me to read. I mean, I shouldn't say pushed, but it wasn't exposed to me like it should have been. And I think parents today should definitely make time for the little children to read. We're going to read now. This is, every day. So anyway, like I said, this is my first video. And what I've started to do is I'm reading things that I'm kind of interested in. Not too complicated. A lot of romance. This is a book by Sarah Adams called The Match. Wonderful, wonderful little story. I can relate to everybody. I can relate to everybody in this book. It's a little over 300 pages. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. It's about a woman who has history of epilepsy. She has a service dog. And growing up, she never really had too good of a family. Very, very rich mother, rich father, I think was a lawyer. And so it was just like very uppity, stuffy. She didn't like it. So anyway, I think she left her family, and her family wanted to marry one of these young lawyers at the father's firm, which she had no interest in doing. So anyway, she's working for the service dog company, and she meets a family that has a young child, a father that has a young child that has epilepsy and maybe needs a service dog. Anyway, it goes on and on. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful light story. A lot of love, romance, some heartache in it, but I can relate to everything in this book. I can relate to everything in this book. And I have several of these different things, these romance things I kind of find very interesting. So this is what I'm going through right now. And I'm sure it's going to get more complicated as my reading life increases. And one of the big things is what I like to do is I got this little book lover's journal. And after I read, it has all these separate pages for, authors, book title, descriptions. Do you like the book? How many stars do you rate it? Things like that. So you can go back and find out how many books you've read. Did you like them? And get some more books by that author and things like that. So yeah, this is my first video. It's not going to be a long one. But I'm at the stage now where, after getting back into reading just for a few months, I'm yearning to go to bookstores and browse just to see what's in there. I'm not going to buy an overabundance of books, maybe one or two at a time. I know some, other people on YouTube have these huge book hauls, and they have these massive amount of books to be read. For me, that's just me now. That's an awful lot of pressure. to put in yourself. I have to read, 10 books during the summer or 10 books in the fall. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just taking my time. I'm going to read what I want. I'm going to write in my little book lover's journal, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy reading. Um, and so I don't have a huge library right now, but I am going to increase it. I do have some wonderful books in it. And one thing that I've noticed is going through some of the books, and my wife and I have a lot of children's books and things like that. And before I get into this reading binge, which was recent, I'm saying, oh, we got to get rid of these kids' books. But then I'm going through them the other day, and the Tales of Peter Rabbit, and the Grimm Tales, and some of these books, Dr. Seuss. I'm saying, these are classic. These are classic kid stories. And here I am, was going to get rid of them. No, thank God I didn't. Some of these books are really, really good. Some of the little tiny, small paperback books, I might get rid of and donate. But the really, really good children's books, the stories, bedtime stories and things like that. No, we're gonna keep those because they're good. And so I hope to continue with these videos, and I hope to give some people some encouragement to just start slow. Just start slow. And it's kind of incredible, the things that we can pick up out of books. When you find yourself connecting to a book, like I have to some of these, and there's others. I didn't bring some of the others with me, but this book in particular, I am really connecting to them, and I have a nephew in the family who just recently, and he's like his mid-20s, late 20s, he's had a lot of other issues, and my niece really took care of this boy. She adopted this boy from a young age. He wasn't even expected to live this long. He had a lot of heart problems and things like that, and she stuck with him. And after operation in Boston, he's doing really good. But he just had an epileptic seizure recently, and so he's under medication. But this book here really connects with me because some of the people in there have history of seizures. So it's really, really, really good. So I'm going to sign off for now. But I just want to encourage people, based on the facts of science, that reading is good for your brain. It gives your brain a challenge, which fires off different things in the brain. It makes you smarter. It makes you think better. It makes you more relaxed, less stress. And I don't know about you, but when I hear the facts from Harvard saying that it may ward off Alzheimer's or slow it down significantly, that's reason enough for me to start reading. But the thing is, read slow and read what you want. Don't just go out and buy, if you haven't read in a long time, just don't go out and buy, Homer or the Iliad or, Moby Dick, I think it could be 500-600 pages. Some of the, I don't think I'd do that. And I didn't do it. I just buy something that you think you might be interested, something easy, 200-300 pages max, and just go slow. Even if you read 20 pages a day, it's something you can do every day. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, and I can't wait to get into my next video. Once again, the channel is John Reads for Brain Health. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you.